We're here today with Luke, the assistant manager of Poole Town. Luke, obviously after today 3-0 win against Beaconsfield, it's a little bit safer, edge towards safety today. How well did you think the boys played today?
Yeah, I mean, Beaconsfield are a decent side. They've got some really good players, but I felt today, there was only one team that was going to win that. I felt we controlled the whole game. We spoke about it at half time as well, just making sure we don't give them anything. And to be honest, I don't really recall them having a shot that really troubled Maxi. And to be honest, we could have had a few more. I thought in and out of possession we were exceptional. Billy Lowe's, off the ball was tremendous today, and I felt, it played a really big part for us in terms of our regains, which was superb.
It's back-to-back wins at this stage of the season for any team in any position in this league. It must be important, but when you're at the wrong end of the table, okay, granted we have put a bit of daylight between us and the relegation spaces now, but how important was it to get back-to-back wins today?
Yeah, we spoke about it before the game on Tuesday, and I said to the lads after the gaffer had done his bit that we can go on a run now, and I really believe that we shouldn't drop any more points to them now to the end of the season. I know it's a big task, but we've got a good enough group of players in there that if they get some momentum behind them, we've been playing well. Listen, we played really well in the 2 or 3 games prior to Tuesday night, but we just didn't get the results going our way, and then we won Tuesday, which has given everyone a lift. And then going into today, another really good result, really good team performance. I think going into Tuesday night, it's really important that we just maintain that momentum now, which is a big thing, in games, and I feel like we've got the momentum, and hopefully we can back it up Tuesday.
How important is it from your point of view, and I know you talk about yourself now, but you've obviously been at this club a long time in your past and stuff like that, but how important is it to have that kind of knowledge about the club coming into the role that you're doing now as opposed to playing?
Yeah, I mean, Poole Town expects to win, and this is something we talked about when we came in, spoke to the lads about it. You're not at a club where, just winning one game is enough. You need to put wins on the board. You need to be at the top end of the table rather than at the bottom, and it's an expectation. And I've been here on and off sort of 10 years now, and that's been the expectation through what the previous manager built, and that's an expectation of the club, to be honest. So yeah, I've said to the lads already, winning one game isn't enough. You need to put 5, 6, 7, 8 games together and go on runs, and you need to be at the top end of the table. So I feel like the knowledge that we're sort of passing on, in particular Steve with the way he wants the team to play in and out of possession, hopefully the last 2 games in particular have shown that.
Steve, with his role at Bristol under-18s, he's obviously worked with some very good youth prospects at a football league level. How instrumental is it with obviously your experience with the under-23s and his with the under-18s at Bristol Rovers? How important is it to get these young players like Tyler Forbes integrated into the squad? Because it looks as if he's kind of played 100 games for the club. He's fitting in that well. How important is it to blend these young guys in?
Yeah, I mean, massively important. Tyler's been here obviously before when I was a player. He was probably a little bit young then, so his form would dip. You're going to get that from him, Kai, Hutchie, even Det Rose. Det Rose seems like, he's 28, but he's not, he's 21. So I think people forget that sometimes. We've got 4, 5, 6 lads, Harvey Wright, they all played for me in the 23 first team game against Wimborne a few weeks ago, and I had the same conversation then. They are young lads still in this team, but they look like, fully grown men out there in terms of the way they're playing, and again, exceptional. So I think, you've got to have a balance. You've got Whisk and Staunce who provide that balance. You've got Toby up front, who provides that. Slater, Cam, Wes, outstanding players, and then you've got to have some balance of youth coming through, and I think we've got the right balance at the moment.
You've played with Toby before in your Wimborne days and provided quite a lot of assists for him. He's got I can't remember how many it is, a hat-trick today and a goal midweek as well. How important is his development even at his age with you coming into the team?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think probably out of most players he's played with, I'm the one that probably gets him the most. So we spoke about his runs, his movement. We said to the lads, there's no point flighting balls up into the air to him and getting it wide and crossing it high. We've actually worked a lot on, in the goal Tuesday night, represented that of Det getting the ball and delivering across the box and Toby getting in front of it. And we spoke about that time and time again, making the extra passes. Anything down the channel, anything in behind, he's a massive threat. He's probably the best or one of the best goal scorers in this league, and probably the one above in terms of what he does. And I've been saying it for a long time. If you get him the ball when you play to his strengths, he will score you goals. As evident today, he could have had more, but he was quite unselfish at the end. He was making more passes, but he's always a threat. And he's a nightmare for centre halves to play against, because any sort of ball in an area, and I was saying to the lads, just put it in the area because he'll make it a good ball, which is given.
Parkway and Didcot to come this week. With all due respects to them, they are at the lower end of the table as well. Didcot, as we know, have sadly been relegated. Is it a good chance now to pick up another 6 points from this week? And do you think, how many more do you think you'll need for guaranteed safety?
Yeah, look, you want to win every game that you've got, to the end of the season now. So we would like maximum points from now to the end of the season. So we're not going to go and underestimate any team. I think Didcot, if I'm right in saying, they won today against Parkway. So we lost to Parkway a few weeks back. So both are going to be, tough games. So we've just got to make sure that on Tuesday night we're ready to go again. We treat every game the same, whether we're safe or not. And every game's going to be a battle. If we earn the right to play, which is an old sort of saying in terms of off the ball, we're good enough on the ball. We know we've got the players on the ball to play. And if we do what we did today, then I've got no reasons why we wouldn't achieve that.
Luke, thank you very much. Cheers. Have a good night.
Top man, pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.